Listen up, when the family meets, things get very, very heated, mainly because it's just a matter of national pride and honor. And as usual, just like anyone else, some family members, they get to exit the group mainly because the kitchen is very hot. But just like the English proverb that just says, if you can't handle the heat in the kitchen, you know exactly what to do. But nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, compliments of the new season and welcome to yet another exciting episode of AFCON podcast where the family meets. And today, I'm in the midst of greatness. I'm talking about Uganda's finest. I don't know how Onyango is going to feel about that, but hey, I said what I had to say. TV personality and sports writer Andrew Kabuura joins me today. And alongside him is one of the gents who have inspired other national teams just to up their swag game, you know? But unfortunately, Bafana couldn't take a leaf from his book. But our own national fashionista, GQ Bona, midfield maestro, Teko Modise is here. Gentlemen, compliments and thank you for joining me. How are you doing?
Compliments.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. But listen, I know you're doing your job as a host of this podcast. But this man must get all the praise.
You are Uganda's finest.
I'm just a journalist.
Let me tell you, I risked my relationship with Onyango for you.
No, Onyango is already on his way back home. I'm in charge now. He's not happy with this.
No, I always give him his flowers.
Yeah,
I always give him his flowers to a point that he's tired of smelling those flowers. And I can see today he's very serious. We're talking about the family meeting. Right. It gets very intense. Guys, it's been hectic.
Yeah.
It's been very hot. And the group stage is done and dusted. But obviously we have to revisit that conversation just to, to see who really impressed the most. Yeah. Teko, I'm going to start with you.
I think, first of all, I would say, you look, when we started looking at the groups in the beginning, there was a lot of dark horses within the groups itself. And now when you take the template of the previous AFCON, we always want to see if there's any dark horse that will actually cause a surprise and all that stuff. And we have. We have Tanzania that qualified with 2 points, very surprising. So we have Mozambique also. We have never really qualified. They've qualified as well. But the big guns have always done well. And we expected that. A lot of North African teams came back into the fold. So now teams are really starting to do well. So basically, I don't think there's enough surprise for me to speak about, but the tournament is very great. We were speaking about in terms of the number of goals that have been scored compared to previously. We've seen brilliant players, we've seen top players showing up at the highest level. So this one is very entertaining. I can't wait to see the last 16.
Amazing stuff. Andrew, there's this situation where the Cranes are the first ones to arrive at the tournament, and then they become the first ones to exit the WhatsApp group.
Must I do this podcast?
And on top of that, to top it all up, what a beautiful history.
Listen,
record as well, to have 3 goalkeepers playing in one game.
Yes. I'm not sure it's a statistic many Ugandans are so proud of, to be honest, but it happens in football. And quite unfortunate for Uganda. Dennis Onyango obviously being called back to the national fold just before the AFCON. We felt Salim Jamal, who plays at Richards Bay here in South Africa, is the number one. And then the third choice, somehow, Nafian Alionzi probably didn't expect to come on and play. So a history you probably don't want because it reduces your options in terms of all the other guys that play. But what Teko says is, for me, what impresses me the most, you have the big giants from up north still making it to the knockout stages. You have a team like Tanzania with just 2 points making it to the next round. That kind of uplifts the whole East Africa, who of course will be hosting the AFCON next in 2027. But we're talking about the numbers, 89 goals scored in 2023 at the group stage, now 87, so 2 less. I'm not sure that shows a very big difference in terms of quality at the tournament. But for us as football fans to have gone through the group stages, that I think it's just a game or two that did not have goals. We've loved the group stages. A couple of experienced players have stepped up because they are either under pressure from the country or from their clubs as well. Then you've got a couple of new youngsters that are knocking on the day. And that's what the AFCON is all about. So I've loved every bit, to be honest, of the group stages. And the fact that the big teams are still there, then the atmosphere is still way up there.
That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see, even though I would have loved to see the Cranes continue because we've seen how, they've progressed. They've been on a rapid rise when it comes to their domestic football as well. Teko, Andrew's talking about the goals, right? And we've seen a number of nations, big nations, coming up, showing their hand and saying, we are here, actually, to stake our claim in this continental showpiece. When you look at teams like Algeria, big scoring team. You look at Bafana as well. I mean, they showed up against Zimbabwe. You look at your Cameroons, Ivory Coast. Which teams do you think they impressed you the most when it comes to the firepower going forward in goals?
I think it has to be the host for me, because I understand the pressure of being a host country and the performance as well. When we were hosting in 2010, I know the pressure that we were under. And now you look at Morocco, the pressure, especially looking at the performance that they had in 2022 World Cup, coming into this one, and you look at the number of players that are, they lost Hakim because of the injury, and then you thought maybe they'll deplete a little bit because he's such an important player for them. But then Diaz steps up. Jersey number 10 is not a starter in Madrid, but he carries the whole nation. Then the way that they're scoring goals, the synergy within the team. The previous big tournament that they played, Unai was a superstar in that midfield. Now you got Diaz. We even forgot that there's Unai. Who's the other one? The central midfielder.
Amrabat.
Amrabat.
Yeah.
So you because then Morocco at that time, the reason why Amrabat was such a superstar, because Morocco at that time they're playing more defensively, playing in transition. Now they're more attacking, more enterprising going forward, and that's what the coach has done, improving the national team, improving the players. And with that said, I think if you look at the type of goals that they score, very, very nice goals, and yeah, man, I just want to see the host going all the way up, because then you want to see also the fans come into this. So the host, the longer the host stays in the tournament, more fans coming through, but also defending champion. I think we don't speak much about the defending champion, as much as we know that how they won.
Are they the sleeping giants of this tournament?
I don't know about sleeping.
Are they awake?
I think they're awake.
I mean, they got shook when they played against Gabon, and I think one of the most watched games, which were brilliant as well. And it takes me to another conversation where, from you, Andrew, which was the best game that you watched during the AFCON, and you felt like, man, AFCON is alive?
I think a couple of games, to be honest. But I'm struggling, funnily enough, to go past South Africa, Angola. And I know there was a Zimbabwe in there. I've watched Tunisia. I've just watched Cote d'Ivoire up against Gabon, which I felt was a crazy game as well. But you see what Teko is saying? You've got these teams that naturally are always in and around the conversation, but have struggled for the last few editions. The Moroccos, the Algerias, the Tunisias of this world. Now they are scoring goals. Now they are back on fire. Cote d'Ivoire are obviously the defending champions, but that's how they won it last time. They never were a team that blew the whole continent away or scored 4 goals in a single game. They were mature enough under Emma's Faye that they just nicked those points. They just won those penalty shootouts. They got those substitutions right. I think since the Yaya Toure, Didier Drogba, Solomon Kalou days, you don't have these big standout players. Obviously, you have Kessie, you have Seri, who are playing in that team, but are they the biggest world beaters? Are they the biggest headliners? I don't think so. So I'm looking at the group stage now and I'm thinking, it's easy for me to go for Egypt. It's easy for me to go for Morocco, as he said. It's easy for me to go for Senegal because they have scored 7 goals and I think conceded just 1. But man, I'm stuck to Nigeria and Algeria. Not that Nigeria are my favorites to go on and win, but I'm looking at the stats from the group stages. 8 goals scored, 4 conceded, so maybe a couple of question marks with their defense. But then look at Algeria on the other hand, with an aging Riyad Mahrez, who now I think has become their top scorer in history. They've scored 7 goals and conceded just 1 and picked up 9 points. And I know they were playing Sudan, Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, but Teko knows.
But those are the games. Those are the games.
Yeah, there's no longer a small team now at the AFCON. Anyone can surprise you. Anyone can push you to the 90th minute. So I don't know if the form from the group stages is going to carry on into the knockout stages, which is always different, because now it's 90 minutes. It's more of a sprint, not a marathon now. But I do think sometimes that form carries through. Sometimes that experience carries through. Sometimes the confidence within the group carries through as well. So there's 4 or 5 games I think I've learned from the group stages, but I think the North African teams and not the West African teams. For me, are looking brighter.
It's exciting. It's exciting, Teko, because now when we're talking about the form from the team as a whole, holistically, you can tell that, okay, most of them came into this tournament, with one mandate to say we have to go further, we have to progress and just give ourselves enough chance. But you also look at the individuals that are performing, because you spoke about Brahim Diaz as well. When we look at the group stages, we had Pandora with the Pandora box, Comoros. He was fantastic. But who are some of the players that you feel like they really stood out for you, apart from obviously Diaz that you've mentioned throughout the group stages?
Players that stood out for me?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot. Eh?
Tough one, eh?
It's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
But I think also Diallo.
Yeah.
Ahmad Diallo.
Yes, actually.
Maybe because also you look at ways playing and what are the chances of him, combining a regular place there to come in here, not disgruntled, not demotivated, but actually to be motivated to play for the national team and to be that guy that he's a guy to go to, right? And because I understand the challenges of coming from where you come from without playing, now you've got this pressure on the national team because not every superstar in the national team, they're superstars in their own teams.
Yeah.
Right? So you look at those type of players that are actually raising their hands and also define the odds of age. You look at Mahrez, 35, coming in here, define the odds of age. And those are type of players. For me, I want big stars to remain big stars. I want to see big stars playing big stars performances, right? And when you look at the younger ones that are coming in, you're always going to have leniency because they're young ones, inexperienced within this big tournament.
Yeah.
But for me, big stars are the ones that are actually carrying the national teams. And for me to see them, especially in the group phases, that they're very performing well. You see a Casey, a 33, 34-year-old, still carrying Cote d'Ivoire, defending champion, the pressure that comes with that as well. And maybe when you look at the Bafana, maybe like, okay, cool guys. Are we the same Bafana that were, previous tournament, or we different? We're very, very different.
Yeah.
And even ours, like we're trying to figure out as to then, are we going or are we coming back?
Yeah.
I don't think we're progressing. I don't think we have actually, took Bafana to the next level. I think from the standard that we were in, I think we're digressing a little bit. And that becomes a big concern. But yet again, a tournament football has taught us that it's easier and it's better as a team to grow within the tournament itself. Not to start like a house on fire. House on fire, which Morocco was expected because they're the host. But the other ones, you need to grow within the tournament. Like Andrew said, you should look at the defending champion. Last time, they qualified within the back door, last game of the group, without winning any game. But yet again, they went on to have those type of moments. And even now, we can expect some other teams. Yes, we have Tunisia that maybe not many people are talking about. Maybe they're not the same powerhouse.
Maybe those are my sleeping giants, actually.
But they're there within the conversation itself. These are players that knows how to defend, because in big tournaments, you need to know how to defend.
Yeah.
And I guess also it comes back to Algeria, knowing that as much as you have faced all these other groups, teams within the group, what's important, it's the number of goals conceded, because that's the one that carries you. Because then, you know what I mean? So even when the challenges are coming through, you know how to defend because you've done it in the last previous games. And I think that's become the big concern for me, or maybe a plus in terms of those teams. And for now, it's those moments where big players are becoming big players. I'm still waiting to see Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Really
he showed up with the goal where it mattered the most against Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I guess so.
And Bafana as well, decisive moment for him.
Yes, that's true. But it's a Mo Salah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm also a little bit disappointed maybe with Osimhen. If you're a Nigerian team that wants to go all the way, you need Osimhen on the score sheet.
Hiring all seen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit more concerned. But yet again, once you're still in the fold, once you're still, being in the last 16, you still have an opportunity for your players actually to rise up. Maybe this is what they need.
Yeah.
And like Andrea said, now it's a sprint. Now who has that photo finish? And
It was just
90 minutes now.
Because we saw the takeoff.
Yeah.
And when we talk about individual brilliance, it's talking about the big players, Andrew. There's one particular player that comes to my mind right now. Ayub El-Kabi.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Can we safely say that arguably by far right now the best striker in the tournament?
I don't know. I don't know if I call him the best striker in the tournament.
Not the best striker.
Because for me, Brahim, for example, even though he's a bit deeper, has performed much better. He obviously grabbed the headlines first. I still think Osimhen and Salah probably still out there. And by striker, I mean forwards, really, generally.
Sure.
But I think what a 32-year-old has done at the AFCON shows you that, they have enough firepower in their armory as a country. And they can hurt anyone at any time, this Morocco side. Listen, we're just talking about the 2 overhead kicks he's scored at this tournament. And I was listening to the commentary team. He's actually scored 3 in the last calendar year. Now, there's no way that is a mistake. He's trained this all his life. The last one, actually, we all thought it was an offside, had to go to VAR. Still came through and showed that he was onside. So I don't know what Teko thinks, but I think if I'm a national team player, and I'm deep in the midfield, I want to have an El-Kabi in my team. Whether he's starting, whether he's on the bench, because there's always a feeling of he's going to change this game anytime. He might not be the main headliner. He's obviously the headliner in this case because of the goals he's scoring. But is he your traditional starter, for example, in the big final? Probably not. But at the end of the day, I want that guy on my team. Because, that guy will score even when they think we need 2 more yards to get closer to the goalkeeper. And I think that's what he's brought. But he talked about Ahmad. is absolutely on fire.
Yeah.
You saw the goal I think he scored. It's against Cameroon just the other day, out of the area. Long ball, I think from the midfield across the pitch. He's got 2 men ahead of him. Little space he's got, finds the back of the net. He can hurt you anytime. I've been talking about players like Foster. No one is talking about Lyle, and I understand why Teko is not talking about Lyle Foster so much. But you look at the goals Lyle has scored, it also makes the Bafana so unpredictable in certain spaces. He's not your, let me rush through, give me a 1-2, I'll beat my man, you beat your man. No, but once he's in and around the area, and you give him just an inch of space, he's going to hurt you. So I'm really struggling to pick one striker so far, because it's been up and down for most of them, but there are so many teams that have these kind of players at the AFCON that can hurt you anytime, which makes the round of 16 even more unpredictable.
But also, I guess, maybe just to add on that, maybe it's a tournament also that the wingers are going to shine more than the strikers. Because we speak of Diaz, we speak of Ahmed, those are the wingers that are really, and they're playing lopsided.
Right.
And look at the top goal scorers here, it's only one striker within the top goal scoring, there's El Kabi. The rest are wingers. Yeah. And if you even go down, 2-2-2. It's always like wingers, maybe striker one, wingers. So it's a game, maybe look at the system that all these national teams are playing. They're always playing with lopsided players that can able to cut in and take a shot and go. That's where the world football is. So I think those players are ones now, maybe they might be able to carry the team. Yeah. But as far as strikers, you cannot count Osimhen out just because he's
definitely not.
You know what I mean?
Definitely not.
It's going to hurt you at some point.
Definitely not. But also, Andrew, because Andrew now has steered us to that direction to say Teko doesn't want to talk about Lyle Bafana.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can bring up, names like Apolis, because he's one of the guys that I believe that by far domestically, he's one of the best players that we have right now at Bafana, and we've seen what he has produced as well. And then you bring in also, because that's the matchup that's going to be when we move to the round of 16. You bring in Mbeumo, who's been quiet, but is very industrious as well within that Cameroon side. When you draw that comparison, where does it put us in terms of, the performance?
Look, it's unfortunate and it's unfair for us to look at Apollos and say, there's our hopes on this guy to carry the national team. Because you're expecting the other 10 guys as well to do the same, to have the same mentality to try and carry the team. But he also, when we speak of, Andrew spoke about it earlier, the momentum and the confidence that might help carry you through. That's what we're hoping from Apollos, for that confidence to carry him through. We're not expecting much from him. Like he's not experienced in that manner. Right, but yet again, he seems to find himself within the national team colours. He's performing very well. If the league has to stop right now, he is our football of the year. Yeah, by far. By far, he is by football of the year by far. And I think the matchup will be insane for us to do that because they're playing a little more different to each other.
Sure.
But then at times I feel like with Apollos we isolate him so much that when 5 minutes passes by, we think that he's not in the game. And those are the type of players we need to give more of the ball to be able to hurt opponents. That's why I'm saying the system that we're playing right now, it doesn't suit our wingers. Yeah. It doesn't suit this type of player, the type of players that we have on the pitch to be able to blossom. Yes, you have your Forster up front that is a box striker, knows how to finish. But then how many chances are being created for him to be able to finish? So those are type of things. We speak of number 10. You look at the coach Hugo Bruce only selecting a one natural number 10 within the national team itself. So now when he doesn't have that player performing well, which is not performing well, that is Sipombuli, then we don't have any other option. So it becomes that imbalance for me. But yet again, you can only hope when you're playing against Cameroon that the momentum that you've been carrying, the confidence that you have, maybe also going into this fixture as underdog tags, maybe that might help you to propel to go a little bit further. But yet again, you still have those type of players that needs to be on the ball more. And that's, for me, Apollos needs to be on the ball.
I like using this phrase. The elephant is so big in the room. Yeah. And if you don't address it, you'll end up being the one who carries it. I don't know if I should... Actually, I'll save this one. It'll go to you, Teko, because I want to bring the next one before we head to the round of 16 to Andrew. Okay. Teko, midfield maestro. You were in that position, number 10. That's where you thrive the most. That's where we've seen your genius and everything, right? Then we have a young man called Relebogile Mofokeng. Yeah. What do we do? Where to from here? Does he get more minutes? What's happening with Rele?
For me, I'll tell you this. I've never believed Rele as a winger. Yeah. There's nobody that can convince me that Rele is a winger, because he doesn't have characteristics of a winger. Characteristics of a winger is especially when you're playing lopsided, to be able to thrive for the 1v1 situations, you're able to cut in, whether you play 1-2 or you're able to shoot. Rele doesn't have those. But Rele excels where there's a lot of players around him in small pockets. And small pockets, those are number 10 positions.
Your starter.
You understand what I mean?
Do you start him?
I will start him any day as a number 10. Because number 10, you can't teach a number 10 what to do in those half spaces. And really has the cleverness of the street football. He has also the cleverness of the business side of things. And also because he's so unpredictable, that's what the type of players that you need in the number 10 position, especially when you're playing against big guys that know, and really is so small, we can get so many fouls from him in that box, can get penalties from him from that box. I think he's a player that we need to, maybe hopefully Coach Hugo Bruce will take those type of risks and actually play him as a 10 because he's the guy that's going to be a poster boy to go into the World Cup.
Now, Andrew, I'm bringing this one to you. The best 11 from the group stages has been announced. All I need from you is your comment, a quick comment, and probably maybe your opinion as well, if you agree or disagree. Teko, you're also more than welcome to join in on this one.
Okay.
In goals, Zidane, Algeria.
Come on.
What do you mean, sir?
No, I'm saying, because you see, the thing is, when you have such a popular name, there's so much pressure on you. And sometimes we forget your technical abilities, you know. So there will be a couple of guys saying, can we look at that again? But like I said, this Algerian team have conceded 1 goal and have gone on to score 7 on the other side. Now you can give this to the midfield, you can give this to the defense, but the truth of the matter is he's been in between the sticks.
Sure.
So statistically from the first round, fair enough. But I'm one of those guys sitting back and saying, this is not Algeria's first choice.
Okay.
And the goalkeeping department, Teko will tell you, is one of the worst departments for you to get injured.
No, I'm the one who should tell you. I was the goalkeeper.
Because you're the first choice, you get injured. The sub comes in and you might never play again. So he's in a situation now where he's going to be his country's number 1 moving forward if he can continue being this consistent. So I'm not sure I have the biggest.
I think it's a fair point, though. He hasn't conceded a goal in the tournament.
That's it. But now I want to see what the next rounds are going to look like. Because Algeria also, and this is with fairness to everyone else in there, haven't come up against the best opposition up to now.
They haven't been really tested.
Guys who are going to test them. So stats don't lie, I understand that.
Sure.
So let him stay in there.
He'll stay there.
Can we come back to this after the semi-final?
Okay, definitely. We'll definitely come back after the semi-final. Now I'm going to give you the back four. Right back, it's Doué. Centre back pairing, it's Ben Sebaini from Algeria with Koulibaly, Senegal.
Right.
And then left back, it's Postman Modiba, Bafana. That's the back four.
Koulibaly with the red card in there.
Koulibaly in the red card. Yeah, I don't think he should be there because he's got a red card.
Yeah.
If we're really promoting fair play.
Yeah.
For Modiba, also I would say I understand, but also is we haven't really also been pushed. I think when we were pushed against Egypt.
But some would say they're still looking for Mo Salah in his pocket.
In his pocket.
I get that, but the thing is like we tend to judge performances based on who we're playing against, especially an individual. We don't look at the game itself. If we say Postman, yes, we're expecting him to have more of assists, or because we see him week in, week out. But for me, I understand, but like possibly what Andrea said, let's look at the round of 16. For me, I'm not convinced.
Oh, this family meeting is getting heated. I love it. Okay, now we're moving on to the midfield.
But just add on to that.
Yeah.
I think you need to. Again, if we're going to follow statistics from the first round, maybe Moroccan defenders in there. I mean, look at the clean sheets they're keeping. They should probably be part of that. The only problem, Teko, now is your wing backs are no longer considered defenders in world football. So some of those votes come off how much they are moving forward. Maybe Mazraoui should have made it in there. If Hakimi was fit, who knows if
he's I think for me right now is one of the best right backs besides Hakimi, because Hakimi just Mazraoui is because he's forever in those areas that actually hurt, and that's where the stronger side is. The Moroccan side is the right back, the right side where is Diaz, and now we're in the midfield, and then him on the right-hand side. So those are the stronger sides. So I thought that he'll be one of the best right backs there.
Sure. This is exciting, the midfield.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like, well deserve it. But I'll hear from you guys as the experts. Brahimi Diaz, Carlos Baleba, Mahrez, Mejbri, Hannibal.
Yeah, Mejbri is in there. I think it's the kid's work rate. He's obviously been unfortunate in his career. He's supposed to be a top player at Man United, leaves the club, goes on loan, ends up back in the Premier League with Burnley. you just feel like he's never hit the ceiling. But he's come to Algeria, and I watched him against Uganda. He was a proper horse in that midfield.
Yeah.
Even though he's in attacking options, he's coming deep into the midfield, he's throwing in the tackles. You always feel he's a yellow card away all the time.
Yeah.
But for me, the biggest headline in there is Carlos Baleba. Teko, you have to explain this to the world. What is wrong with you footballers? This guy is playing at Brighton. One of the best in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's linked to Manchester United. The deal doesn't happen. For the remainder of his time at Brighton, up until now, everyone thinks he's probably worth £5 million. He should be dropped out of the team.
Yeah.
He's being removed from games at halftime. And even Man United fans are like, oh, we jumped that ball.
We touched the pool.
He's come to the AFCON fully in charge of the Cameroonian midfield.
Yeah.
Is it a mental thing? Is it I need to prove to the world afresh? Because for me, he's the best midfielder at the AFCON as it stands.
Yeah, and I think what comes to that is, as footballers, we do care.
Yeah.
Right? We might come out and say, I don't listen to the noise outside. We do care.
Yeah.
And once the ego's been tapped in, now you want to prove a point. And I guess also this is an opportunity. There's a stage for him to prove a point that I'm worth what I think that I'm worth. And for him to be able to do that, you must do that on the pitch. That's why he's playing the way that he's playing.
Yeah.
Also to remind people that how good he is and he deserves to be or to deserve to play for the big teams.
Sure.
But yet again, he needs to prove on the pitch, and that's exactly what he's doing. I love players that have such egos to actually be able to prove.
Amazing stuff.
I'm sure Amad Diallo is not in there, but I fully understand the Diaz and Marcus. I understand those.
Okay. Yeah,
Did I jump the gun?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe let me complete with the two forwards.
Right.
Okay.
That's where the controversy starts. And that's where now family members are like, no, I'm leaving. I'm going home. I'm not going to stand for this.
Go on.
Okay.
Victor Osimhen,
Yeah.
Mboemo as the forward.
Because those are the final players of the team, no?
Yep. Did I just... You picking up?
Yeah, because what are we doing here then?
Just like the cranes.
Yeah, because that is, you guys are focusing on, you're focusing on pedigree, not the AFCON first round.
Yeah.
He's leaving just like the cranes. He's going back home.
But who picked the team?
Well, there should be the technical, what do you call it? The technical support team within CAF.
Using the data.
Dude, Foster is in that team way ahead of Osimhen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's number one.
Yeah.
El Kabi is in the team way ahead of
I think El Kabi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
he
you're going with
definitely.
the first round performance is there.
Also because of, as a striker, there's only one thing that they judge you on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's goals.
Yeah.
Al-Kabi he's the only striker within the whole tournament that has 3. A striker.
Yeah.
Not talking about the wingers. For the fact that he's not there, Osimhen's got 1 goal, my guy.
Yeah.
Even Forster's 2.
No, you must be kidding me.
Come on.
This is your own team. Is this
Yeah.
team?
No, he created his own team.
It's his own team.
Yeah, he just created his own team.
Okay, you know what? Let's make things easier here. We're going to move to the round of 16 matchups.
Right.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll be able to come back and say, was it justified or not?
Okay.
So your top matchups for the round of 16.
Teko, do you want to go first?
And now you can go, sir.
I go first. I'm looking at that list and I've got 3 games. Can I go with 3 games?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm going with, first of all, Mali, Tunisia, because of where I think both teams are in terms of African football. I don't wake up in the morning saying they're both going to win it, but I think they can spoil anyone's party. And I think they have performed quite well, especially Tunisia. So I think it's a very tight game. I'm going for South Africa, Cameroon. I just don't know why this game is going. Because if the Bafana show up, like we've seen in moments during that first round, Cameroon are in so much trouble. But you see, Cameroon are a team that knows how to sit back, they're mentally very strong.
Yeah.
They can go a goal down and push this until the 80th minute. So I think it's going to be a very tough game. And then I'm going to go for Algeria, DRC. For me, that is the fixture of the round, in my view, because Algeria have so much pressure, not won it for a while.
Yeah.
Just talked about Riyad Mahrez in there. Just talked about Zidane in there.
Yeah.
They are really looking good at this AFCON. But then the DRC with Sebastian Desabre, last one it 74, something like that, a long time ago. They are going for a World Cup intercontinental playoff. They have brought in 5-6 players from top clubs in Europe who have decided to play for their motherland. And the truth is the Leopards are playing, they're really good on the eye. But they're up against an Algerian team that naturally they know the Arabs are always going to be comfortable passing the ball. So it's the only game which I definitely can't predict, but I think South Africa, Cameroon, and I think Mali, Tunisia are proper headlines.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me,
That just gave me goosebumps, by the way. I'm thinking about them. I'm like,
for me, I went with, of course, Bafana Cameroon. I think for the reasons that you're going with. I think it's going to be a true test for us. I think we missed an opportunity to have a little bit of arrogance, to show a little bit of arrogance against Egypt. I think there's a moment we can't back it out. We have to show that we are world class, or we need to be part of those conversations because we came third. We need to show that we really deserve that position, and it's going to be a true test for us against Cameroon. I think the second game, it goes again to Algeria versus DR Congo. I think DR Congo are doing their business very quietly, very aggressive, and I think they've got a point to prove. And I think they play with the heart on their sleeves. It's going to be a very true challenge for Algeria, which they haven't been really pushed into this tournament. And I don't see Algeria coming out of that because the north part of the teams, they really struggle when they play against a team that is a little bit aggressive, a little bit dirty, and DR Congo, they can play that. And that will be an interesting matchup to see as to then who will come out more. You know? And maybe last one is Ivory Coast versus Burkina Faso. I think it's the fixture that can go anywhere. And the Burkina Fasos, I think they're underdogs. And then you look at Cote d'Ivoire as well. They haven't played to their best, and they know the fear of being knocked out at this time. And Burkina Faso have got nothing to lose, and they might cause an upset. But yet again, I still want to see defending champion going all the way. So it is a fixture that I'll be looking with so much interest because of that. But I guess for me, the biggest fixture, it's Cameroon versus Bafana Bafana.
I love it. So, gentlemen, family meeting. This is my house. You always respect the host, right? Or else,
the host without any drinks, no food.
No. You know, family meeting,
giving us
guys,
document.
it's very intense.
Telling us Osimhen is leading striker.
I told you when we started. I said when the family meets, it gets very intense. That's why you find other members exiting the group very early, just like the Cranes. It happens. Before I get your final comments, quick one. Here on the AFCON podcast, we always have this quiz, AFCON quiz. I'm going to start with you, Teko.
Okay.
When Zambia won the title in Gabon, who was the head coach? While you think...
The head coach?
Yes. Who won them the title?
I don't remember.
I know.
Hey, my friend, let me tell you. Ask me about players.
When he starts doing
ask
that.
me about players. Don't ask me about coaches. I don't remember.
You want to help him with that?
Yeah, you can help me. I don't know.
And he likes the coach.
No. I remember the coach. He's a French. He used to wear white shirt.
You like him?
I don't know his name.
When you don't have something, I just gave you something.
No, you don't have something, you don't have it.
Haverena.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Who scored the winning penalty?
This is how funny it is.
Who scored the winning penalty?
The captain.
What's his name? He played for TP Mazembe as well. At some point.
Is it Mlenga?
No. Stofila Sunzu.
Oh, was it Stofila Sunzu?
Stofila Sunzu scored the winning
The
penalty.
defender.
Yes.
Oh,
So 3 points remains here at home.
Yes. Now the host is ruling.
The host, sometimes you need to rig.
You're fighting back.
You rig the game.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been lovely sharing this moment with you. And as I've said, you know, when you're in the midst of greatness, also you get those moments where you grasp also the knowledge from you guys. So thank you so much once again for joining us. And hopefully you guys will be back to back up all your stories. Before you leave, your predictions. Who's going home? Quick one.
Is it per game?
No, 16, yeah. You mentioned your threes.
Yeah.
So within your threes, who's going home?
South Africa, Cameroon, I think Bafana are going home. Algeria, DRC.
Can you kill his mic? Kill his mic. Kill the mic, please.
No, leave the mic on.
Listen, I hope Bafana goes through, but I'm just giving you my prediction.
Yeah.
Algeria, DRC, I think Algeria are going home. And then I said Mali, Tunisia, I think Mali are going home.
Whew. Okay, Donna?
It's touch and go.
Yeah. For me, it's Senegal, Sudan going home. Mali, Tunisia, Mali going home. Morocco, Tanzania going home. Hey, Bafana, let me just pause there. I'm not too sure. Benin going home. Mozambique going home. I think Algeria, I can agree with you. I think Algeria is going home. I also think like Burkina Faso are going on with the game against Ivory Coast. Yeah. But hey, Bafana.
Are you going to let him go off with the Bafana? He must give us a prediction though.
No, he's allowed.
No, I'll be very honest with you. Yeah. I strongly believe if we are going to have the same lineup that we've been having, we are coming home very early against.
You know what? Let's go. Can we go? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the AFCON podcast where the family meets. We'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.